Okay, so this is the SCOTTeVEST. I've loaded it up with way too much stuff, so it's starting to print a little bit. If I zip it up, you can clearly tell I have way too much shit in here, but I've loaded most of the pockets up with a ridiculous amount of things that I don't think you believe what this jacket can hold. This is the SCOTTeVEST Thor Alpha jacket. So let's start loading. One of my knives, I forgot to put one knife back in my sleeve, but you can store knives or small, long shaped objects like a pen or something, or a flashlight. They're designed for a certain kind of dagger. I think it's called OSS Benchmade or something like that, to that effect. I just keep my ballad song in there, just because it fits nicely in there. But I don't think I'll know keep it. It's hard. It's not something I can easily get in and out. Another pen, two tactical pens. This cell phone pocket's pretty cool. You can control your phone through the pocket, so you can access things. There's a personal area network, so the headphones and power cables, whatever you need, can wire up through little routing tunnels, I guess, holes in the jacket. Let's get to the meat of it. There's this RFID pocket in here. You can put like some kind of ID that has an RFID tag in it and block the RFID from being scanned. This is a small pocket for like money and wallets and stuff like that. This pocket is probably one of the biggest pockets. I keep my iPad. You keep an iPad in there. That's all I've got in there right now. I have a Goal Zero Sherpa. Goal Zero Sherpa 50 battery charger in there. Full size Strider knife. A Glock 41. My Smith & Wesson M&P core. Crisp mag for the Glock. What else I got? Mark 23 SOCOM. Magpul for the machine gun. A little Sega Genesis. And that's it. So that's way too much stuff to keep inside these jackets. I mean, this is a big gun. This is an airsoft toy, but the size and shape is the same size as the real deal. Not the same weight though, but the fact that this entire thing can go inside this pocket. I could even zip up this jacket without the bolt. I mean, yeah, it's printing a little bit right here. If I move it over, it kind of hides. It doesn't print terribly, I don't think. But it is quite a cumbersome thing. Obviously, no one's really going to have an entire Mark 23 SOCOM with suppressor in their jacket pocket. But let's check out. I had two Desert Eagles yesterday at work that I was able to just completely hide in these jackets. Although when I zip up the jacket, you can kind of tell there's something in my pocket, but not a Desert Eagle. And we just swallowed up those gigantic Nerf guns, Nerf blasters. I noticed that if I have really bulky stuff, leaving my jacket open really helps to hide a lot of the printing. But let's be realistic. No one's going to hide this in their jacket, unless you're playing a Nerf game or something. But it's very impressive that I could hide 2 of these things in there. Even though this is a toy, the concept, the idea, is that if this was real, it would go inside my pocket, and you wouldn't really notice that I'm having a machine gun in my pocket. Yeah, I'm really impressed with. Realistically, I'm not going to be carrying an iPad in this jacket unless I'm traveling somewhere. But I don't really use my iPad that much. The biggest problem I've noticed with this jacket, it's not really a problem. Let's just say all I'm carrying is my iPad. Okay? I zip this thing up. You can't really see that I have an iPad on me. Problem is when you sit down, the iPad is not flexible. So the one thing I wish this jacket had was an additional zipper that I could split and separate the bottom of it while I'm sitting down, so that I don't have stuff riding up into my chest. So that's a minor issue. Like, what if you get into a cab? It's kind of you have to unzip and then sit down like this. It's doable. Another thing though, these pockets are lined with a quiet loop like material, so you can stick Velcro onto it. I tried using a Velcro type holster. It didn't really seem to work that well. There are pockets. There's this pocket my hand's in. There's another pocket here, and there's a real long pocket inside here for like a baton or a flashlight or something. But that's where I was sticking these guns, was in those pockets. Now the material is kind of I don't know what it's called. It's real thin, almost like the lining of a suit jacket. So I don't know how robust that material is to sights scraping against it. I might need to get like a pocket shield and maybe a Kydex holster to go inside this pocket. That might help. One, keep the gun always in a secured location and with retention. Also, protect the pocket. Because obviously if I shoot this, I'm not going to just stick it in my pocket, it'll melt my pockets. But, yeah, so the point of the SCOTTeVEST Alpha jacket is that it's for concealment. The fact that I could hide this full-size weapon in my pocket is pretty damn impressive. Even if I zip up this jacket, I don't really think people can tell that I am carrying a full-size Glock 41, 45 ACP. Unless I do really awkward movements. But if I'm just walking around, you can't really tell that I have a full-size gun in my pocket. Very impressive. That's about it for the SCOTTeVEST. It costs about $200. It has some tethers in each of the pockets. In this pocket, it comes with a gear keeper, like a coil lanyard thing. I took it off, but there's this fastener that you can just loop through keychains and tether your keychains so you don't lose your keys. There are these little elastic cord-like loops that you could dummy cord stuff to, so you don't lose it. But yeah, for $200, it's a very unique jacket. I haven't really tried any of the other SCOTTeVEST jackets. Most of my jackets are Tad Gear, Arc'teryx, but those are more outdoors jackets. And I was really not spoiled, but I really do appreciate the design of the Tad Gear jackets by Patrick Ma and where the pockets are and how they're lined. My Stealth hoodie doesn't really have hand warmers. It does, but they're up here close to the chest, so you gotta stick your hands here, and that's it. There's no pockets down here. There is a nice big pocket in the back, like the kidney area, which I like to shove like beanies and gloves and stuff back there. And then I really do like the sleeve pockets, which this doesn't have any sleeve pockets, but this is a completely separate methodology or design concept. They wanted to keep it low profile so that it doesn't really scream, you know, military law enforcement type jacket. Like most of those Condor jackets are rip-offs of the TAD gear. You just see people wearing that, you just think, okay, either they're military law enforcement or they're some, you know, weekend warrior mall ninja person. This one doesn't scream, at least doesn't really seem to draw attention to itself, and that's what Brad Thor's idea behind it was to have a jacket that doesn't draw attention to itself, hence concealment. So yeah, there's a tremendous amount of pockets, a lot of storage space with this jacket. I don't recommend loading it up with a whole bunch of stuff because it's just way too much. Not the weight-wise, I'm more concerned about the bulk. The bulk will kind of give you away walking around with too much stuff, but if you had to, you could load this jacket up. Some people have been saying it's like a backpack without a backpack, so you could load this thing up. But to be honest though, I don't really see you loading this thing up with extra clothes, essentials. Yeah, you could put a toothbrush and toothpaste and stuff in here. Those kind of essentials, first aid kit. But I don't really consider it a backpack. I'm not going to be able to store another jacket in here. Although, depending on the jacket, like if I have a real thin windbreaker shell that could crumple up and compact, yeah, I could definitely shove that in here. A t-shirt, sure. Depending on the pair of pants, I have a pair of North Face, or does Columbia. It's a real thin pair of pants. Not really good for winter weather, but I could have a pair of pants in here, and another jacket, a thin jacket, and like a long sleeve base layer. So possible, not terribly practical. You probably definitely want to be traveling with an actual carry-on. But I just want to show off, demonstrate the abilities of this jacket, and you can see it can handle a tremendous amount of things that can go inside this jacket.